Hello, welcome, welcome. Now let's dive into that big question. And it's not an easily discussed little bundle question, right? It's the what is ascension? Okay, so if you are coming to this from my website and my blog, then you would have read, already the channeled source light coded message of what is ascension. So you will get a lot from the feel of that. If you haven't been to the blog article, you may want to, because I'm not really going to be repeating what that is. That's a channeled message with energy and so forth, as is all my stuff anyways, that in terms of connecting to my own source knowing, but also having energies come and go. But ascension, essentially, is changing the way we view life, changing our actual selves in it. Now, I'm having a little read here because back in March 21, I wrote a list. Obviously, I needed to understand it. And yet I've been on the ascension path knowingly since 2011. It's probably when I first heard what this term, ascension, what is that, right? And then you're living it. But the truth is you're living it anyways, even if you have an awareness that is very comprehensive of it or not, because it is happening to everyone. So we are uplifting as an evolving being. Humans are coming into something new. And even though you look out in the world and think, oh, that's not true, same, different day, it's not the truth. There is this awakening going on. And there is a lot of light energy coming through, photon energy from the solar mass, from your own heart, and from that internal star, heavenly part of you that is your source, even if you don't feel connected to that. So, changing the way we view life and ourselves in it. So that might even be a whole new concept for you in the first place, me saying that kind of perspective on life, that you are more than that you are this God source and you are tapping in vibrationally to it. You are strengthening energetically. So you are actually growing your strength. Now we are dulled down, broken down, 3D versions of our biological self, and yet we can be so much more. That's what this ascension thing is. Basically, at this stage of the game, it's about moving your body to a 5th dimensional level. What does that biologically look like? What is happening in the DNA? What alterations and upgrades are happening? And what needs to be let go and forgotten as a mass thing that no longer applies? We as humans decided to be certain ways as spirit beings in a human form. And there has been some interference. There has been all sorts of doctrinations and doctoring of what is and what isn't the history of us. But that's the point. We are remembering that. So we're bringing that back and we're opening our system to these new streams of light, to these photon energies that we are. Embracing that from our heart technology, which is actually a part of the oneness, right? The heart energy. And from that light energy, all one, you are one. So that's why we can't evolve without each other. It's not that we won't evolve, it's just that we will move into different spaces if required, but we are still all evolving together, even when we're playing different stories out. So being the spirit I truly am and operating its magical gifts, that's the big one for me, as a mystic knowledge coming back, that magic that flows through us, those life streams that are capable, they're going to be capable in my physicality. They're already happening. For those that are vibrationally with it or coming into that truth, they'll feel that knowledge as I speak, and you'll feel it from others. It's coming from all sorts of places. It's not just what you do in this physical world as a human going out about, successfully businessing something in the world, socially etiquetting or advancing or technologically doing. It's not all that. It's what your biological technology is able to do, what you are being led to from the internal and where you trust that and follow that. That's ascension. As I said, this is just how it can be explained. There are so many aspects to it. It is completely its own comprehension as you grow into it. And it has a complexity nature to it, but not really. As you move into it, you become more and more quintessential in that quintessence, which is a 5D form. That's why we call it quin. Okay, and in that central star brace of the 5 is you, connected to everything. So you're operating in the new creative field as the mystic. Oh, I can't see. Glasses. Mystic master I am, pulling all parts of me from other fields to this oneness. Even that demonstration there that my eyes aren't working right, I don't buy into that as a problem, because I know that I'm telepathically becoming more capable, that I'll be moving and shifting with things that aren't that as important, that my eyes are all about my eyes. I have knowledge that comes from this mystic mastery, from this capability, and pulling all parts of me. So I'm seeing from different versions of the I, right? The I that I am, all my multidimensional nature. So that's part of ascension. Switching on powers for supernatural ability. Well, I'm waiting for some of that to happen from a very physical level. So who knows what my eyes will be able to do. I already know energy comes and goes from them. It's one of the reasons I find it hard sometimes to read when I'm about to do a YouTube, because energy's flowing. There's a whole shift and movement coming and going. And that's part of the life stream intelligence flowing through us. So we're actually seeing life in new form. What are the realms that we're not seeing of terra firma? Right? What are the parts of life that are coming in, galactic, celestial, godly, whatever, heavenly? What are those light parts of us not being seen? We are seeing differently. That is part of ascension. Those realms that we have not seen, we are coming to know them because we recognize that they are part of us. That this 3D version of the world isn't all there is of Earth, of Gaia, of universe. So there's big shifts happening in that comprehension as well, and capability. It's not an overnight factor, right? It doesn't happen overnight. But if you can let go of these concepts that say, oh, there's something wrong with my eyes, and instead go, oh, what else is happening? Right? Energetically, because that's what ascension is about. I'm energetically evolving. What is happening here? And it's not a straight line. And that's not even how I think it's going to be. So sometimes my eyes are great and other times they aren't, but the reasoning is different. So we're looking to feel that and follow that and experience that. And that is going back to changing the way you view life. Not only are you physically changing, you are mentally changing. You are embracing a broader consciousness, a more dynamic consciousness. So what have I got? Reprioritizing how we live life so it feels more satisfying, fulfilling, uplifting, incorporating, and loving. So this is the parts of us that are learning to be who we really are and let go of that wound, let go of that trauma, let go of that I am told that this is how life is and who I should be and how it's to operate. What is happening outside you is the secondary thing. So don't need to get caught up in that. You need to go back inside, see what is happening. That is ascension. What is going on with me? I need to feel myself in a different way, look at myself in a different way, see and love and uplift who I am with conscious effort. This isn't something that doesn't take effort. This is something that when you put the effort and focus in, actually gets easier. Because you keep looking to say, oh, what is the power that wants to come through me? What is it that wants to express? How and what wants to go on? It's not what's happening as the resistance. That's the symptom. What is the thing that is actually going on that wants to come through as the creator being you are, the light energies? Allowing yourself to flow these magics, to work with spirit, to show, what have I got here? Show us the natural world order and our place in it. Build life with this flowing of light through you, of intelligence through you, taking up your source role to help humanity by actually allowing yourself to ascend, allowing yourself to vibrationally lift, express as that. That is your greatest source role. Now, how that may play out in a manly, humanly, womanly, non-gendery way, whatever, I don't know, the word man came as just where it was. So, this is probably more because it's the patriarchal way. So you don't have to play it out that way. Just being and nurturing is what Ascension truly is, bringing that femininity, that mothering, that mother nature energy back through you, that self-directive that says, I can do this, I can create my own path, I can be the mother nurturer, and I can adapt to a new way of being father provider for myself. I am connecting and clarifying and discerning, and I am opening up to the glory and revealing who I truly am. Loving kindness, show the way in whatever space we are brought to. So even as things are happening that we would deem not so kind, cruel, mean, nasty, how do you find the kindness in that for yourself first and foremostly? So there may be boundaries, there may be rethinks. Hang on, didn't realize that keeps coming up, and I think that, or act like that, or do like that. Might be that, okay, I'm not going to get into the pattern that those people are putting out. I don't want to fight because that isn't how loving kindness is for me. I'm going to walk away from that. I'm not going to give them the fuel. And that's raising your vibration, becoming more and more that, so that you can walk into what is going on for others in their battle zones and bring this energy through you that is the higher source value, the heavenly beingness, right? And what is that going to create? What is that going to do? This is a new perspective, to see yourself as that power and to accept that and to allow it, to affirm it, to assert it in a whole different way that isn't being the same problem. Not going head to head, battle. Now, that doesn't say that you don't come head to head in at times, but you come from a different view. You come from a different energy. You come from a different vibration. You aren't dropping to that level. And therefore, you operate according to the loving kindness. Sometimes being mean or saying something a little out of whatever, or asserting yourself in some way that may not be seen as loving kindness by others on the 3D level, actually is the kindest thing you can do from a source point of view, because it will bring about something. It will change the system. Okay, Ascension is reaching into the nervous system of human form as this source and artisaning a new calm expression. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have excitement and orgasmic creational energy that you might not see as calm, but it is very much a source artisaning, a creating, a self-directive from the source itself, as you as source, as you as God, you as the being that knows how to do all this. So you're letting that come through your form, and your nervous system gets comfortable with it. The biggest problems we have in the ascension symptoms is the fact that their resistance to what is, oh, my nervous system's going, what is this, right? It's not expanding its consciousness. It's not bringing in the support. You have to work with your other side. You can't work on your own without that other side, because you are a big oneness. You are shifting with universal movements. You are not shifting just on your own, or just humans, or an earth that we think is earth. There is so much more unseen in all of this, and we are artising our way through it by listening and moving with those urges, those inspirations, following that. And sometimes inspiration says, sit, rest, don't do anything, chop wood, get water, all those things, do your dailies. Okay, so sometimes It says, do this, do that. That's kind of weird. Why am I doing this? Because you're shifting energy, you're moving it through you. And part of that is learning to deal with it, learning to become calm in that expression of intelligence and life coming through you, that light power, that heavenly source that you are. And finally in my list was be the luminous human you came here to be. That's what ascension is. Being the luminous human you came here to be, switching on that light body, opening up that orb, allowing all those facets of God to come through you as those amazing fractals of light and intelligence. We are changing up the sensory system. We are expressing differently. It all is altering. Even the old forms of what is the chakra system is changing. So you need to be very open to the biological shifts from the 0 point that you are. When you let it come through you, it turns on your DNA, it opens you up, it moves with what is already happening in a much more relaxed way. You follow the path. If I go here. Be the luminous human you came here to be, follow that path and forsake the hold of the 3D, 4D matrix. Now, the matrix is another word that people will learn as you come into this ascension stuff. And in essence, we all have matrices, they are structures, but this one is overloaded and has an AI, artificial intelligence, all of its own, is also conducted by other outside sources, because as I said, there is more to what we are. But that doesn't mean we have to give up on this, that we can't beat that, because we keep coming back to the source we are and working with our own energy, and we are actually expressing into the collective. This is why it is amped up. This is why things are taking on a new course. This is why some of you are awakening now. This is why some of you are feeling like the work you've been doing as a light worker, way shower, love giver is changing direction, moving on to something else. You may need to cocoon for a while and let things shift, because you are taking on a greater perspective too. You are moving and embodying more of this heavenly being. And what is that going to do? Well, now we're learning. It's not a fast process. It can have fast moments, but it's not a fast process, although it is speeding up. It's been going on for thousands of years, the descension and then the rescension. So we're on this path that's a little bit different to some of the other ascended moments that we've had in the earth history, where we would be removed as a spirit being, consciousness from the body, and then coming back and restoring in a whole new way, right? Doing something different in a whole new version of self as human. But now we're traveling it in the body, carrying it through. So that is what ascension is right now. Perhaps it's always been that. We just have a different form of what is this molecular body, taking it from 3D to 4D to 5D. But that means you're more than 5D. That's just the form that you're working from. And some of you may even work from higher form, but project here to help and to do things. So there's great journeys coming. And ascension is an ongoing process, but you have more comprehension of it. And sometimes it gets even harder to say in words. It becomes more simple to you in the sensory of it, in the knowingness of it, and yet a little harder to put out. And that's why you have to follow the path that you are shown, because you will speak and do and say and act and so forth when and where needed for someone, because you've already traveled a lot of this and some new people are coming on board wanting to know exactly what that is, and you're conveying it to them, not necessarily in the way that you learnt it, not necessarily in the modality or the form or the comprehension or the understanding, but you are conveying it energetically. And there may or may not be words that come with that. You are that light form, you are that crystal being, you are that. And the more you allow that to flow, you vibrationally are lifting to all those things I spoke about, what ascension is. Exciting stuff. So, okay, If you haven't already, check out the blog, www.megancatherinenlightenment.com. That's Megan, Megan, Catherin, Catherin, Enlightenment. Okay, .com. And I'll put it in the bottom anyways. Thank you so much for being here and ascending with me. Yay, thank you. Now, let me get my little book out of the way and say goodbye. Bye, my beautifuls. Till next time. If you have any questions you want to throw in, please let me know. And of course, do all the kind things to help me along with this and get it out there. So, subscribe for the vibe and do the comment and share. Thank you.